Herr Nagelsmann, wo sehen Sie die Starken und die Schwachen des Dänemark?
So where do you see strengths and weaknesses of Denmark, even if Eriksen can't play? They're a very well-organized team. They can vary between high pressing and good physical strength, but also defending deep. There are phases where they're very aggressive defensively, and then they can have good ball contact, so you have to be careful in the last third, because they have a lot of one-touch scenes there. They scored from long range, so they have good physicality, a lot of experienced players in the squad, clear structures, they're gelling very well. They played lots of games together. It's a tough opponent.
Julian, Sie waren schon ein paar Mal hier mit Ihrem
You
Bundesliga-Verein in diesem besonderen Stadion.
have been here a few times in this special stadium. This tunnel is the narrowest one in the Bundesliga. How is it to come out from that narrowness to that wide stadium? What's so special about it? Yeah, it's usually very loud when you get out of it. I've always been here as the away team, so it felt like it was 1-0 for Dortmund, because the crowd is always very loud, and then it'll get even louder, and I hope we will have that similar pressure coming from the stands for our opponent.
Just wait for the translation, please. Thank you. Thank you. Please.
Yep. Hi, Manager. Niv Dovrat from Sport 1 Israel. The beginning of the tournament has been very positive for Germany so far. The fact you are the host nation, do you think gives you advantage? You play at home, you got massive support, or perhaps it adds another layer of pressure because the whole nation and the fans are expecting you to go out there and win the tournament?
I think it doesn't matter if you're host team or not. The expectation of our fans will be always the same. They always want to see a successful team. At the end, I think it's gives us a big support and a good feeling when we see all the pictures out of the streets. Our fans are supporting us and celebrate the games. We try to keep on going like that. So try to produce another pictures tomorrow evening, because that's so important for our country. And I think it's an additional push for our team.
On the left-hand side.
Stefan Kumberger, Sport 1. Herr Nagelsmann, halb Fußball Deutschland diskutiert über.
So half of football Germany is talking about Kai Havertz and Niklas Füllkrug. How have you followed the discussion? Who is going to play tomorrow, or there is a possibility that they even both play? Well, no, I've not followed the discussion. We decide who will play tomorrow at 9 p.m. No one else. I'm not going to give you any info about that. There are always discussions about everyone. I don't read anything. I have enough other things to do. So, yeah, we have enough expertise in our staff, so we don't need to follow the discussions to have a good solution.
Third row, please. Third row. Third, yes. And the lady, please.
Hi, Carrie Brown, beIN Sports. Tony Rudiger back at training. Can you tell us if he'll be fit to start, and how important has he been for this team getting out of the group stage and his leadership?
It's very important. So our medical staff tried to hit everything during this week to get him fit again. Today's training session were good. We will see what happened overnight. Sometimes if you have some muscle issues, you have to wait after the training session and see what will happen. But at the moment, he looked like being fit again. So we're happy to have him back. If nothing special will happen, he could play tomorrow.
Yes, please, on the right-hand side, please.
Huzaifa Hamza from Al Duetto. So, coach, in the first game you managed to have 10 shots on target, 7 on the second, only 3 in the last game. Are you concerned that the team is going through a downward trend in terms of the offensive performance?
No.
Yes, please.
Christoph Michel von den Fußball.news. Herr Nagelsmann, fast jeder Spieler, der kommt, wird immer von uns eigentlich mit
every player who comes, there are rumors where he's going. So tomorrow you'll have a very important game. Is it annoying that there are rumors all the time that agents goes to your training camp. Have you told the team how important this phase is in the next few days? Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, we did talk about how important this is, yes. But it's normal that players think about their future. Everyone's old enough to know that the focus has to be on the game, though. So I think it's much harder for a player to deal with the next season than if he doesn't know anything. So I think the uncertainty is the bigger problem for us than any talks, but I'm not talking about that. There are rules who is allowed to come into our training camp, and the agents are among the ones who are not allowed to come there. But it's normal that, except for Qatar, like these tournaments are always in the summer transfer window. So it's just too important for everyone, obviously, but I don't waste any energy or any thoughts about what would be if. I don't have the impression that anyone is not present, so otherwise you wouldn't play.
Julian, each tournament like this is very unique, and obviously it's your first experience of it. What have you learned about your players in these first 3 games that you can take into this one against Denmark?
I think it was the group stage were very interesting for us because we started with a kind of a easy game, or a bit more easy than we expected, and then we have more complicated game against the Hungary team. They did a brilliant, especially when we talk about physical stuff, and then a third game against Swiss were also kind of difficult because took a long time, then we can score the equalizer. So at the end, we have to deal with different things in the group stage. So I think we were well prepared for the knockout stage as well. Do not know if you think about the group stage before. Sometimes you feel a bit more comfortable when you win every game 3-0. But at the end, I think it's also important for a team to get to know how to deal with difficult situations during a game or during a group stage. We learned to deal with different things and different situations during the group stage, so we were prepared. And but at the end, I hope we will win tomorrow a bit more easy, and we do not have to score a late goal. But we will see what will happen tomorrow.
Yes, please.
Yes, Egil from NRK Norway. In the group stage, the last round of the group stage, quite a few matches was labelled as quite boring. Do you think UEFA should consider going back to the 16-team tournament?
No, I do not think so. I think it's kind of important for smaller countries that they can take part in such a big tournament. I think it's always interesting, and you see just one example, Georgia, how they improve during the tournament. I think it's incredible how they do it, and they get better and better in each game. Now I think they have faced Spain, so yeah, it's a special tournament, and I like it that you see different national teams from different countries, and it's good how it is.
The gentleman over there, yes, please.
Hello, Christian from Danish media. Have you seen that Christian Eriksen didn't train today due to stomach issues, and does it affect anything for you guys?
Your colleague mentioned it before. I did not see it because I cannot watch the training session. But now I know it. But it will not affect anything because we do not know if he's fit tomorrow. I think it's not a big issue, not a big injury, so perhaps he can play tomorrow. So we will see what happens. He's a special player, very good in finding free spaces between the lines, and also very brilliant and creative in the final third. So he's a really good player, and I hope to see him on the pitch because I like him. But we will see what happens tomorrow.
The lady on the 4th row, please. Yes, please. Yes. Microphone is coming to you. No worries.
Thank you. Niklas made a very big impact in group stage. Can we expect to see him have a bigger role in the next stage?
I think his role was big because he scored goals. At the end, you need players who can start into the game, and you players who come from the bench and try to decide the game. So it's not always about starting; it's always about having both opportunities. And we have these opportunities. Phil is kind of a player who has the capability to start, but also has the capability to bring some new and big energy from the bench. So I made my decision for tomorrow, but I will not tell you.
Here, in front row, please.
Olaf Lund, TV4 Sweden. It's been, I guess you remember World Cup 2006 and that fairy tale of Germany. What are your impressions of this, that you've kind of awakened the country with your football and results? And do you feel that? And has anything been affected by like pitch invaders and things like that? What's your view of the Euros?
Yeah, as I mentioned before, it's special when we see all the pictures and the videos out of the fan zones in our cities, how they celebrate. For example, the goal against Swiss was a late goal, so it's always emotional. And it's always interesting to see the fans when you're not in lead during a game, and then you score equalizer or you score winning goal. It's always special, and it creates special moments, special pictures, special videos. And when we talk about the World Cup in 2006, it's always about that. Normally we do not talk about the results or about the games. It's always about the fan zones and the emotional parts of the game and of the tournament. So at the end, at the moment, I feel the same. Now we are in lead to keep on going. We're not done yet. I think that's normal. We're out of the group stage now, reaching the knockout stage, but we're not done yet. We'll try to continue winning the games. And try to create new pictures and new videos out of our fan zones tomorrow and next weeks as well.
Thank you. The gentleman here in the middle.
Matthias from Danish media. Julian, in an international tournament, what do you think about the fact that there will be upwards towards 10 times as many German supporters as Danish supporters?
As I mentioned before, when you play in such a big stadium and you have a lot of fans in the stands who support you, it's always keep on pushing you. That's kind of normal. But it could also be a big push if the fans on the stands are not your fans. So at the end, both could be a big part. Some players love to play at home, but there are also existing players who love to play not at home. They like if they hear the fans from the other club or other country. So I love to play at home tomorrow, and I hope it will be very noisy. Our fans will be noisy, support us and push us forward.
On the sixth row, on our right-hand side. Thank you.
Florian Blettmerk von Sky. Julian, hat noch gar keiner drüber gesprochen.
No one's talked about the meeting with the police special force. Have you been able to integrate anything from that tournament, or is it something you'll start now? And in this long week, did you think that if Phil Croke hadn't scored maybe on the other side of the draw, it would have been easier to get further? Well, I think I said that before the game against Switzerland. You demand from all the players that they want to win and to approach a game as wanting to win it. And in November, the people were saying that they were missing that. So then I wanted to tell my team we want to win that game. So even if that might have negative consequences, so maybe the other half is on paper at least looks easier. But personally, I think that there are some of those teams that have played better than some of the favorites. This might change, but this is how it's been so far. So, and the police talk, well, that's why we did it, because we wanted to use it from the beginning. Also to have support. So that's a message that wasn't new for us, but we want to use that all the time.
Christopher from Danish TV2. Also, question for you. Or question for you, Julian.
What a surprise!
No problem. Do you think it's fair for the competition? Just to follow up on the question before. Do you think it's fair for the competition then that there are up to 10 times more Germans than Danish spectators?
I do not make the rules, so it's like that. I think there will be some tournaments in the future. We will take part in, then it's the other way around, and I will not complain about it because it's like that, and I do not make the rules. So if you want to complain, don't. I'm not the right person to talk with. So at the end, I know your point, and I can see your point, but I do not make the rules.
So we're taking the last 2 questions, please. Front row, please.
Noah Platschko, Online Germany. Herr Nagelsmann, Sie sind immer bemüht darum zu sagen, es ist ein Privileg.
You always try to say that it is a privilege for the players to be allowed to play in such big game. What is it like inside you? Do you feel special pressure because the expectation for a home Euros, everyone expects to make at least a quarterfinal? Well, yeah, I'm quite relaxed actually. In the coaching team, we've prepared everything very well. We've had a few video sessions individually and tactical ones, so we're extremely well prepared for everything. So we've done everything that's possible from the outside. So if you can say that, then I think you can go to bed easily. I have big trust in the team because I know what they can achieve. But yeah, it is a knockout game, so those are always special because you're not allowed to make big mistakes, but that's the case for both teams. It's identical for both teams. But I think the boys will go into the game with a good feeling and they'll play a good game, and I hope that this massive expectation that we can meet that.
Johnny from Danish media. Mr. Nagelsmann, what's your assessment of the Danish coach Kasper Hjulmand, and how is your relationship with him?
Yeah, I met him in Düsseldorf in a workshop the last time, and it's not that easy to talk about him as a manager because I do not see every training session. I just analyze the games, and I was analyzed and formalist did the games in the Bundesliga, and is a brilliant coach. What I see out of the analyzing stuff, but as a person, he's so polite. He's a really cool person. I like to talk to him about soccer, about the squads. We had a driving session from the airport to the hotel, so we had kind of, I don't know, 25 minutes to talk about different things before the tournament. I think we did not expect that we face so early, so but I'm looking forward to seeing him tomorrow because he's a really cool guy and I like him, and yeah, I wish him all the best for tomorrow, but I want to win.
So then wishing you all the best for tomorrow also.